But yeah, has anyone used any of the databases, or probably was just never told to you that we had them?
I'm just finding out how much the library has to offer now for homeschool. And it's sad because I've homeschooled for 6 years.
Yeah, because when I
Partially that's my fault, okay? It's not y'all, don't be like, we should have done better. That's partially my fault for not getting involved.
Well, we did used to have like a little bitty like resource shelf for homeschoolers, and then I don't know why it got taken away, but I'm focusing on getting that back. So one of the reasons why I was asking about a co-op is so I can make a homeschool packet, and then if a co-op would want new members to have like a contact information for new homeschoolers that come to the area. But I know not every group wants to grow significantly, but I know that a lot of homeschoolers are a growing field.
Yes.
Correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Are y'all focusing on like throughout high school for your kids?
Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
For the most part, is that
I'm almost in high school. I have a 8th grader and a 7th grader.
okay?
So next year we will be starting high school.
That's really good to know, because from the homeschoolers that do come in, I always see like younger kids, so like
Yeah.
3rd
The
through 5th
majority of
grades.
the ones that I know definitely going through high school. Definitely, yes.
And the same here, the ones I.
They just don't get out as much.
Okay.
High schoolers say I'm gonna do everything on them. Yeah, they don't care about coming to the library and looking at the cool books.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
because
all I know.
we started so when it wasn't as popular that we kind of get that down on it, kind of like a little cult that's kind of secretive about it. Like, yes, we homeschool. But now it's becoming more known and more people are very accepting and they're being like, oh, that's great, you know.
That's true. Well, I mean, you're making your own curriculum, which is why like we really need to help y'all out, because it's expensive. Some of the research that I was doing.
Well, some of it is, yes.
Yeah.
It's very expensive.
Yeah. I know one of the questions on the survey was a curriculum exchange. Would y'all be interested in
I
that?
have bukus of books. I would
Yes,
love to be able to
that.
help.
I've got stuff to bring, there's stuff I love looking at curriculum.
Okay.
Homeschool moms love looking at curriculum.
What time of year would be like the best time to have one of those?
I'd say July,
Probably.
July and August, because most of us don't really get started until like the end of August, September. We don't really start at the same time as public school because we get done before them
Yeah.
and we have a longer break. You know.
I start looking for my curriculum and making the choices. I actually start about February, and because I'm very, I don't do all of ECA or all, blah blah blah. Every subject is a different, from a different company, a different curriculum.
And see, now I stick with one. I do Bob Jones.
Yeah, so I start looking and,
Yeah.
and researching, and some years we'll do the same science curriculum for a few years, and then I might switch to a different different curriculum, to see which is best, like this. We'll stop in October and pick up a new kind, So I do start researching in February and figuring out what I want. So maybe earlier summer, like really late spring, early summer.
Okay. Well, kind of like right after the school system, like our school is getting ready to stop, and
Right.
we've got that abundant amount of books and
Right.
stuff. What grade are your kids?
They depend on the subject, 1st or 3rd.
Yeah,
Which
well,
kid you're asking?
that's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. Because
We-
my 8th grader,
Right.
reading, he has autism.
Yeah.
So reading wise, he is just a little bit lower, and like math wise, he is on grade level and a little above. So I understand that all too well.
So like I was saying, we don't actually do any book curriculum. All of our curriculum's online.
Yeah.
We travel, so we didn't have space for books
Yeah,
and stuff.
Right.
I recently have started looking more into group buys for curriculum. So there's like Mystery Science is a good online resource, but it's expensive if you're doing it by yourself. But if you have a larger group of people buy, they usually do group discounts. And then like Brain Pop is another one that people said libraries usually have
Okay.
options available. That one's really expensive. It's like $300 a year.
But they don't have a cutoff of like users though?
That I'm not sure of, because I've never been in charge of one, I've only got benefits of it before. But we, like I said, we use a lot of the online ones, and, so if you don't have any, like a set resource list of all of the ones that are available online, a lot of them are free as well. So that would help other people when they're looking.
Would you mind writing down all of those?
Yeah, that's fine.
Whatever is on the.
Because both of my kids have iPads, and so they only have educational apps and games on there, and that's what their school is.
See, I tried that and it worked really good when mine were younger, but then they got older and much wiser on those devices than me, and they were not doing their school like they should, so I had to cut the internet completely out, and everybody has their own computer, but we have one computer that has internet, and it has to be in the kitchen, on the table, monitored, because they're 15 and 13 now.
Well, my husband's also an IT
Mine is
guy,
too.
so he has set down limits. He actually has there's an internet thing called Plume that we have a network in our house, so he can control individual devices and things that they do on there.
I'm just kind of control freak.
Yeah.
Just making sure I can all do that here.
Well, okay, so let's get into all the free databases that we offer. So, unfortunately, when I was going through all these over the last week, there aren't really that many for the lower levels. It seems to me that it would all be kind of geared towards 6th grade and plus. However, with the new playaways that we have, a lot of those are for younger kids. So that would be very beneficial for your kids. And you can also set the screen time as well,
Right.
which is amazing. Welcome. So we're just getting started, and we're going to talk about the free databases that you can access through our website. So I'll start with the children's services first. And a lot of them basically just focus on literature. So NC Kids Digital is where you can go to get ebooks and audiobooks. And I actually just found a book yesterday that was on quantum physics for 2-year-old through 6-year-olds, and I thought it was just amazing that someone had created a book on quantum physics. Is anyone familiar with NC Kids Digital? So this can be accessed through our free Libby app, and I've got brochures downstairs so you can put it on your laptops, or if they've got phones or tablets. Collections. They've got the newer, most popular ebooks. It's not really curriculum based. This would be sort of fun reading. And you would just sign in with your library card and your password, which if you don't know, I can tell you that. Colors of Us is really nice. It does have its downfall though, which is it automatically goes to Amazon for you to purchase the book, which I'm going to bring that up to the director because it should not do that. So book list, it's got multicultural children's books, so let's just go to Asian, let's go to elementary school, and then it has a whole list with the ages that would be appropriate. Again, it's mainly just for fiction and fun reading. However, it would be eye-opening to just learn about other cultures. But I'll show you what it does. And then it just wants you to purchase it, which we don't want y'all to spend any more money. So the one that I personally think is better is International Kids Library, which is the exact same thing, but you can actually read the whole entire book online. So if you want books by country, to here. And then underneath it, it'll tell you if it's in English or French. So we'll just go to birthday at the lighthouse. The format is a little squirrely. Again, this would be really good for like cultural history, or if you wanted to learn something about if you're teaching a myth class or fairy tales. I want the little database. One thing about the children's resources page, like I've mentioned before, it's kind of only popular fiction books, but story online is really fun because if you wanted to sit down with your kids and watch Eric Close or Oprah read a book, it's amazing. And you like Sean William Scott is one of them, and so he brings his personality to the pages. It's nice.
That's pretty cool.
Okay. So that's basically it for the children's services. And then I did put our story time flyer on the table as well. And we also do have storytelling kits that we're about to place in the children's area too, if you wanted to do like a puppet lesson, or anything like that. But for the main event, we've got digital resources is where all of the databases are. And I'm gonna walk you through just probably a couple of them. But NC Live is gonna be a godsend to y'all. So, is anyone focusing on language learning at all? Have you heard of Mango Languages?
Yeah, I've heard that one. It was expensive.
It's
We started a Mango and started it free and got into it and it's, oh, now you have to start paying.
Did you access it through the library?
No.
Oh,
not
okay.
in the library, no. We loved it.
Okay.
It was, I don't know, it's a long time ago.
You can start it back up.
Yeah, that makes me happy.
And when you access NC Live at home, it's gonna want you to choose your library you're affiliated with. So just Ava Mitchell Yancey, and then it's gonna want you to type in your library card number, and that's it. And it's just for statistics, letting us know like, hey, someone's actually using this database. So I'm just gonna get in to a little bit of Mango just so you see the format, and it's really good for all ages. So, by chance, does anyone have their library card on them?
I do. It's in my pocket in case it needs it.
It's weird that it's asking for that. It's the guest. Does anyone have a language that you want to just take a little tour of? Spanish? There's over 70 languages that you can learn on here too. Russian? It's funny, but they've got pirate.
Really?
Yes. Okay, so we'll just go through salutations and small talk. And so it'll just go over the goals.
By the end of this chapter, you'll be able to easily participate in a conversation like this. Hola, ¿cómo está usted?
Buenos días. Estoy bien, gracias. ¿Y usted?
Estoy bien también. Gracias.
¡Qué día tan frío!
Here's how you would say,
And then it just slowly goes through all of the components of it, and even goes through the grammar as
starts with the
well.
letter H. It is not pronounced. Nice. Now practice saying,
So your kids
hello.
and yourself can practice how to say hello, and then if you just, show answer. But it's also really good because it's very repetitive as
Buenos
well.
días.
Okay, now try to say, good morning.
Okay, so that's mango. Does anyone have any questions about mango? The only thing with it though, so I know accents are really important in any language that you are learning. And say if you're doing it through a microphone, it's not gonna pick up, like if you're not rolling your R's or anything. But, so, the subjects over here, the ones that I thought would be most crucial for y'all to know about would be the education and teacher resources. And the e-library. So they've got trending topics. What lesson plans are y'all doing right now? Doing
We're studying elections.
elections?
That process.
There's one on just North Carolina. It's called NCpedia, and it goes through all of the government in North Carolina, along with the history and educational. But they've got different source types to use, primary or scholarly. And all different kinds of research. Another good one is the Testing and Education Reference Center. So since your kids are just starting high school, they've got like SAT practice tests and everything on here. And then they've got, if you click on other is what y'all are gonna have to do, or high school. But they've got basic skills questions. And so it goes over like math skills and reading skills. And this is what that would look like. Do a lot of y'all like time y'all's kids when they're taking tests or anything? No? Okay. Because they do have a test anxiety on like how to counteract that as well on the testing reference.
Yeah, what? It's
How
like telling kids how to work on their test anxiety, is that what you said?
Yeah, and I'll go to that right now. If I remember where it is.
Does the school system use NCLI much?
I'm not entirely sure.
Because they use all kinds of online stuff.
I'm sure that they would. I've actually got a meeting with Jenny Tipton, the media center librarian at the high school, later this week, so I can ask her that. I can't remember where it is for the test anxiety. Oh, the test stress right here. it just goes over strategies that you can do. It doesn't actually have a test for it, but it would be just another resource that would be good for y'all. And then homework help would also be nice. Do any of y'all focus on biographies at all?
Not all the time.
All the time?
Yeah, sometimes. He does it for fun.
Well, he might really like. I personally like the reference center more than the reference bank, just because the reference center actually has full books instead of just articles.
Okay.
So let's just go ahead and click on Robert Johnson so you can see everything that it would pull up.
Does it have a lot of biographies in there about musicians?
Yeah. They've got it by genre over here.
Okay. Oh,
And so, any particular
he just loves music.
music?
Just
Okay.
music,
Let's
anything.
popular music. Let's see what they've got.
I doubt he would want it like Tupac and 50 Cent.
Aerosmith.
More like a Bach and bass.
Okay. Let's go to classical.
And
Okay,
then throw
so
a little
Bach.
Green Day in there. Sounds about right. Yeah.
That's my daughter's favorite band.
Green Day.
Really?
My son found them recently too.
They're still making music,
Yes.
aren't they?
They're doing a tour.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
We looked into the tickets.
We did too. That far away.
I don't mind the travel, but I'm like,
Where's the closest place?
nosebleed is like 134.
It was like Georgia.
Right. Yeah, and that's like his favorite band, so we kind of thought about it.
Yeah.
We just really can't do that.
Especially for the whole family.
Yeah.
I thought about just taking my daughters to it.
Do y'all ever use encyclopedias or dictionaries online, or are y'all strictly textbooks?
We use just dictionary, just the books.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
We took both, yeah, whenever we know how to use a book dictionary for reading, we took both.
Films on demand was what I brought up earlier with the documentaries. Are y'all familiar with Ken Burns? Okay. His newest one on country music is on here. So let's do human anatomy. So it actually tells you the grade levels right here.
And that's grade level, not age.
Yes. And when I was going through this earlier, there's again not that much for like K through 4th grade. It's all kind of, I found one on weather that was K through like 5th. And they also, there's North Carolina standards that they have here that you can do it by grade level. Let's do 4th grade. Any particular subject that y'all struggle with? Finding resources at all out of these?
You know, with the science, I'm worried about, we're in 6th grade now, and starting to get into, you know, I want her to know about the dissecting, and, you know, that's not something that's readily available to us. Those videos that I saw with the brain, and that looks very interesting to me. So I want her to be able to, it seems like some of the hands-on science stuff, you know.
Amazon's got some paper dissecting science kits that I was looking into. I don't know if I can stomach dissection of frogs.
It's so good, I love
So
that,
maybe
I love stuff like that, it's so.
I was telling the rest of the ladies that we also have a brain dissection and then a heart too that we can get for you. The Bakersville Library has it, but
Like a kit? Like a
yes.
little-
The only downfall to the standards is that when you click on it, it should come up with all the videos, but out of 20, I always got no video results, which is kind of just alarming and something that I'm gonna bring up to the actual host of the website, because that's, to me, if you're gonna have standards, you should have it linked to something. Because I know that they probably have documentaries and videos that would be related to science in 4th grade. Do you have a question?
No, where was it?
Oh.
I
Right
think you
here.
clicked it and then it was nothing,
Yeah,
just
so-
there.
Browse standards,
So you looked at the standard and then,
we'll go to a different one, and then we'll do just language arts. And it's,
okay, they're down there.
yeah, and so each one of these is a clickable link. However,
Okay.
they're just, none of them are working.
Okay.
Which doesn't help anyone. But do you want me to go back to the
I will
human
say, I
anatomy?
see homeschool moms always asking, where do you find the grade standards?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you
So
know,
this would be beneficial for
I
that?
think it would, just not for the, not for the links, but just to have it laid out there real clearly. Cause a lot of people when they're coming in, they really just don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot of new moms afraid over that.
Mhm.
Sure.
Okay, so that might be good to have in the homeschool packet then, is the standards.
Yeah.
That fear of always
But don't
going
push
back
it.
to public school.
Because someone will say, oh, I don't care about standards.
Yeah.
They'll be like, that's fine, I'm not.
That's why I'm not doing that in school. That's all right.
But in some of our minds, there's always that fear that our kids might have to go back to public school and I don't want them to be behind, you know?
My daughter went in this year.
Really? How was that?
I was terrified, she
No
was
doubt.
fine. She went in 6th grade,
Wow.
yeah. And I was like, 6th grade, are you sure? Like, that's like the worst. I was like, does she want to wait till
That's a
high
tough grade to
school?
pick.
No, she wanna go in, she went, she's there. And she's top of her class. But they wouldn't listen to me when I put her in because I was like, she freaked out, you know, the testing anxiety, she freaked out on their math test, only answered like 2 questions. So they put her in the lowest category for their math, like the remedial kids that need more help. Then they've moved her classes for the 3rd time now because they took her from the lowest class to the highest class as they see what she can do.
Yeah.
And I told them, I said, I've been homeschooling her whole life. She's gonna freak out on this test. I said, just give her the work, let her get adjusted. I said, she'll be able to do everything. But they don't listen to you, the moms. Well, not their whole life. But anyways, that's just a side note.
That's but she's enjoying it?
She loves the social part. You know, she likes being there with people a lot. Because it's like that age, you know. We just moved here over the past couple of years and we were having trouble finding friends for her right away, so she just wanted to go in.
And that's another reason why, like, I want y'all to feel comfortable in the library and for more programs to be designated for y'all because, you know, being social is very important to your well-being.
That's true.
Okay. So, do you want, I'll take you through does anyone do North Carolina history yet? Or have plans to ever?
We will.
You will?
Yes. It's one of those things, you just kind of play it by ear.
Okay, see if there's interest.
Yeah, and then, you know, I pushed, you know, certain things too early and my kids weren't interested and I kind of freaked out and thought, oh gosh, they're not learning. And now they're like, can we go back and redo this because now it's interesting. So you just kind of gotta play it by ear on a lot of it and see what they think.
At some point, someone to know about her state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you just gotta wait till that interest gets kind of sparked in some ways.
What I would always do with my daughter was pick out a bunch of books that I knew she wanted to read, like, you know, the American Girl and like the like things that she wanted to pick herself. But then I would stack like biographies and like stuff I wanted her to read. And then eventually she'd just run out of reading material and read it all. That's my trick.
That's genius.
It works.
Yeah.
It worked with her at least.
So, in my opinion, NC Digital is the best, and we actually just sent a lot of our microfilm to be digitized. So if you were ever doing like a history lesson on Yancey County in 1871, it'll be online and you don't actually have to come and use our microfilm machine, which may or may not work. There's also
All this can be accessed through your website.
yes, and again, I'll show you exactly where. So this is the main page that you'll see, and you'll just go to Services, Digital Resources,
Everything we've looked at so far.
Is
been
all on
services,
NC Live.
digital-
Yeah.
Services, digital resources,
Mhm.
okay,
minus the children's one, which
okay,
Yes.
yes.
was all just
So
fiction.
Libby, all that is under there.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's even an ancestry.com too if you wanted to
Okay.
look at your ancestry. The only thing with that is you can only access it within the library. You can't access it at home.
She's fascinated with that, she wants to do that so bad.
And you said we just, to log in, we use our library card?
It's gonna ask you right off the bat what library you're affiliated with, and you would just choose Avery Mitchell Yancey, and it's all in ABC order, and then you would just type in your library card
Okay.
number. But you shouldn't have to do a password or anything. That was all the databases that we've looked at so far were all the ones on that list that I gave you for online databases. Now, going through just the digital resources on our website, besides Ancestry, there's an Automate. I don't know if you ever want to do like car maintenance, but it's there.
Well, that's cool. That might actually be something I need to look into.
And we actually just did a car maintenance workshop in November as well.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
I thought that was very cool.
And we're gonna keep doing it
That's
as
good.
well.
That's good,
Um,
that's important.
do any of y'all have issues? You said that with your daughter that she really likes American Girl, and then I know.
Yeah, back in the day.
But okay,
Yeah.
but not now.
Well, no, we're in Green Day phase now.
Yes, yes, yes. Those two worlds.
Yeah, those
Yep.
two worlds don't go together, but.
Do y'all have difficulty keeping like the reading level on the same? Like if your child is above an actual reading level and you just don't want to kind of go into the young adult section for fear of maybe anything that you don't want them reading currently? Okay, so Novelist is really good for that. Is there a certain series currently that one of y'all's kids are reading?
So this is, it just shows you what it's gonna show you like,
It's gonna show you read-alikes, either by author, by series.
okay.
So, okay, American Girl. Alright, so let's go to title read-alikes, and then it also says the ages as well, if that's helpful for y'all. And then, from the American Girl series, there's 9 of them that are similar. And then it even tells you why as well. Granted, a lot of these books that they have in the read-alikes, we might actually not have in the library system. But you can always suggest material for us, and depending on budget, we will purchase it for you and put your name on it, and then when it arrives, we'll let you know.
So these are, that's like Amazon customers also view. I mean, those are
Mhm.
similar, not, that, I was right, and I wasn't paying very much attention, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're
Those were
fine.
not American Girl series, those were
Those were the
You
real
like
life.
the same
like
interest.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, gotcha.
Is there another series that you want me to look up?
Unicorn Chronicles?
This one or the graphic novel?
That one.
This one, okay. Alright, would you
So
be more?
that's shown a lot better by that author right away, and then
Yes, and it even tells you where it is in the series as well, if you want like book 4. And then if you,
I love that.
that's handy.
Yeah, it really is.
and again, all free. But that's pretty much it for the online databases. Can I give you a survey? And it's just kind of what you want the library to have for y'all. Does anyone have any questions?
I've never came to the library and like using computers with the Ancestry, just any of those computers.
You just have to sign in at the front desk.
Okay.
Yeah. And I will let you know our internet is not the fastest.
Okay.
We're trying.
Is there anything else you want to know?
No, that's pretty much it.
I went grocery shopping before we came, and I didn't have enough time to go home, so I'm kind of like watching the clock, being like, I gotta go to the car.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. That's
My
it.
mother-in-law's watching all my little ones downstairs, so. Well, I didn't know if there was gonna be something for them or not, and I thought, I can't just bring them and have them acting crazy while I'm doing this.
Oh,
So-
I know, mine's out there, you know, here's the survey. And thank you for all this information and putting this together, I really appreciate it. And,
Good to see you. I want this one for smaller kids.
Do you? Okay.
It's the swim stuff.
Oh, yeah. So me and a couple of friends are trying to start a new co-op here. We've been meeting at the library summit doing some events. Y'all thought us do some events here. We did like a potluck, it was like an international potluck, and we studied the country and all brought a dish and little things like that. We get together and let the kids play. And it's called Mountainside Homeschool Cooperative.
Okay.
We don't have a ton of older kids yet, but we're working on it. The habits has to start somewhere. You know? There's a lot of people on there that are saying, where are the older kids? I have older kids. You know, like people asking about it. But one of the ladies in our group hosted a STEAM event for children on Valentine's Day. So we are starting to do like activities like that. If you want me to write it down, so you could.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Science is my favorite. I have a biology degree, so that's the easiest one for me to teach my kids. They're good at science.
See, that's why we need a cooperative, because I don't really want to do that.
Are you gonna be maybe one of the judges for the
No.
science fair?
No, my daughter is doing it, so. Yeah. I haven't exactly given them my history yet. I kind of sit back and watched and cringed as I'm being taught the same thing over and over again. It's fine. But it's fun watching the other kids, and the moms are learning about how to do science as well. So it's not.
Did y'all ever
kids.
get someone from the community to come and talk about it, or no?
They had a scientist speak the first day, but she hasn't come back. Like she hasn't come to like the other sessions because it's just like little stuff they're teaching them. You know, like how to actually conduct an experiment and think about your questions. And the last one was how to make a poster. So we want to be told that because they have done it before. Anyway. But they said they're having another scientist come too, so there's going to be the original one and then another person, and they're going to be judging the kids. I think that's in a couple weeks. The 10th?
I think so.
Yeah. I haven't decided about co-op yet. My son, he likes people, and he doesn't.
I feel the same way. Wow. Me and him should get along.
Yeah.
Talk or not talk.
But he's up. But I looked for the co-op stuff but he's supposed to be independent.
So it's just plexiglass, and so if you wanted to do like a
4-year-old.
plant lesson, you could see how the roots are growing, or if you wanted to learn about ant farming, you could see how it
Yes, we did it.
So those are really
Watch,
close.
I love that, watch stuff like that too, guys. Yes, okay, that's
To be
good.
honest, I don't care about
I definitely want to do my heart and brain.
I just want to learn other people.
That's what I need to do. Like, I don't.
I'm so sorry.
I homeschool my kids, but I don't teach them. I don't want.
I was calling them sections like modules.
Oh, well, I don't mean that. I just mean. No, I know what you mean. I just need to be represented.
But like the homeschool stuff, or the science fair stuff, I'm very willing to learn all that. So I
Can't
need to
search the catalog of
Yeah.
resources.
I think right now we're just looking for excuses to be around other people.
Yeah.
I'm not signing up for homeschool here. Well, like, I've got, my 9-year-old is just like,
This is work.
attention wise, like, he's just really fast paced. And so we're struggling academically because of focus. So I'm like, I'm like, we can focus on a science fair. I gotta get this kid doing normal stuff.
That's how my son is, the 8-year-old, but my daughter was already in the middle of an experiment. She's doing pickles. So she's
they're all
already
life
doing it anyway
Yeah.
without asking. So we just made it a science fair project.
Yeah,
Kind of worked
yeah.
out.
I appreciate this.
Well, I have these really cool books and I've been wanting to use them.
Yes,
But
okay,
like,
all right.
it's a tiny, like, he's this kind of head.
Thank you. I
You
appreciate
think
it.
like, I'm just gonna, you two gonna build this thing like, and it's like on the ceiling and it's on like